There's another day of Hindi lessons.
Yeah, Hindi गिनती 1 2 3 Hindi 1 2 3 4
Well, let me do mine.
Okay.
We know you got Hindi, so we learning your English. I'm learning my Hindi. So, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 Oh, did you help?
14
Chowda. Oh,
15
Pandra. Chaya.
16
Oh, Sola. Satra.
17 yeah.
Satra. Atra.
19
Unis. And Bis.
yeah, bees.
Bees. Oh,
Very
man.
good.
All right, we're warming up. Perfect practice made perfect.
Very good.
You got picture?
Eli, मेरा नाम एलिटॉम है.
मेरा नाम एलिटम है.
And then you?
अरे उसका नाम एलिटम.
आप कैसे हो?
मेरा नाम शाइदा है.
Ah, who? Shaida.
शाइदा.
Shaida. Oh. Shukriya. Barut Shukriya.
शुक्रिया. Thanks.
और आपसे खुशी हुई.
आपसे मिलके बहुत खुश हुई.
Oh man, I'm learning.
You're learning in Hindi.
La. This is Elitom El-Amin, Breatharian. And here I am in wonderful Mumbai, India, at the Arabian Sea. And of course I got on my helmet, I was biking, or I am biking. But I'm taking a nice walk right now. And look at all of this energy. But today we're talking about the mythology of the phoenix. And for those of you who don't know what the phoenix is talking about, it is an ancient mythology of a bird, and it's about the size of an eagle. And it's a story that was told in ancient times that had great importance over many cultures. The Phoenicians, the Mesopotamians, it's in Jewish mythology, and of course Egypt has it in its mythologies, Greece, and somewhere along the line in our human development, it lost its importance, which is key. But it does still exist in this day of age for those who could comprehend on how to pick up these tools or this story that is being told throughout the ages. Because the phoenix represents transformation. It is a story about this great mythical bird that was very, very beautiful. Its colors usually were red and yellow that represented the sun in Egyptian mythology or the Kemetic mind. And what happens is it represents death and rebirth. Every 7 years, the phoenix actually burnt itself up into an egg, and then the egg rehatched. It became a new being, a new entity. It recreated itself every 7 years. It's in a cycle. And it is said that this phoenix will live to be about 500 to 600 years old. That's awesome, about 5 centuries. Now, there was a time like 20 or 30 years ago or beyond when I looked at this story, that's just impossible. But now, the knowledge we have today, that is not impossible. This is where we at. Hey, what's up, y'all? They down there having a good time doing the laundry here in India and hanging out. So it is not impossible, because now we're in an age where people are living to be 100 like it ain't nothing. And there's somebody born right now in the right family, in the right situation, that will see 200 like it ain't nothing. That's not far-fetched no more. Because now we got the information dealing with environment means a lot. Our mental thought process means a lot. The people we hang with means a lot. And last but not least, what you choose to put in your body and what you choose to don't put in your body. Some people is very trapped in that due to the dispensation of time we're in right now, but that's okay. the Phoenix story is showing you that it's possible for when one catch this story and put the right tools together, that you can make a great transformation. So we're going to go deeper into this. Hey, come here. You always want to bite stuff. That's why you're always barking at people. What you doing? Ah. Secure? You think you tough, don't you? Why don't you be like your boy here? He's nice and mellow. He always getting fights because of you. Every time you go start fights, and then he got to jump in it because he's your friend. You need to chill out a little bit. Be cool. We are, and I say it all the time, just to give it a name, bio machines or bio computers. But still that word machine and computer, they don't look at that word bio. It throws people off because they don't like to feel like they're fixed. But the reason why we put bio on the front of it, that's showing that you are a technology that is not fixed. You're continually growing. It's sort of like when they show us those movies of making an AI, an artificial intelligence, and it grows, this computer that keeps growing and learning. But that's what we do. And learning and study is what makes us different than other animals. Sort of like when you look at let's say, a giraffe, it's still doing what its ancestors did and living like it did thousands of years ago. But due to our study, due to our learning, we humans have learned how to take part in our evolutions to such a degree from study that we also figured out how to transform ourselves. That's why we have this, what we call the spiritual sciences. Somebody came up with that. Somebody figured that out for us to pick up today. Now we say life is a game. And we could say that because there's laws and there's rules. That's why we have physics. And the more a person can figure out different things of building their character, building their communication skills, learning different skills in this life, you'll have a better overall life. And even when we're going into the spiritual technologies, putting our physical body into it, because before spirituality, the physical body was out of it. We know now you can get a lot more study, a lot more time in, and a lot more joy if you deal with the energetic resources that's already in you. So we're playing the game. But it's not like a trivial game like that. But whenever you're playing a game and you don't really know the rules to the game, it's no fun. I was just out with a group of good friends, and I'm here in India, and we're just playing a game where you try to figure out Bollywood movies in Hindi. And I didn't grow up in that culture, and I didn't watch that many Bollywood movies, so every time I got up, I was losing. And not only I was losing, I put a good laugh for everybody else, but I wasn't having no fun because I didn't know the game. But when I came out of that and still being here, and I learned more Hindi words, I'm learning the Hindi language. I started watching more Hindi movies and expressions. Now the game is becoming fun. So it's the same with life. When you don't know the rules of the game, you don't like it. You don't like waking up the next day. You don't feel grateful because you haven't learned the rules. But if something can happen through your experience, will you put forth some effort? Because yeah, I know we like to say just let back and and stuff like that. But put some effort into your life, no matter what level you're at, and try to learn the rules of the game. And then when something clicks, when you say, oh, I kind of got a hang of this, then you understand what perfect practice made perfect, and you could become better at the game of life. And then it becomes fun, and you will love to play every day. You'll be grateful every day, have a smile on your face every day, and then you can make a positive change on others. This is good, isn't it? We're going to keep on going here because we're talking about the phoenix and transformation and what the phoenix represents and the symbology on what it's talking about so you can apply it today. So now we're dealing with the symbology of the phoenix that every 7 years it goes through a cycle from death into rebirth by burning up in the ashes and going through the fire, being born anew. Now all of this story is telling the symbology on what we can do, because there's still people coming to me saying, what must I do to become a breatharian? And I think they're missing the message, because being a breatharian is a byproduct of being healthy. This is a health message, but we didn't know what health was. Now when we deal with the regeneration process of the Phoenix, we do regenerate. So you got to make this into a reality. Your bones regenerate. They're not like solid rock. They are a tissue. So they say in the medical profession, every 7 to 10 years, you got a whole new bone structure. Now that's very powerful when we understand that now. That means you can start developing yourself in a way you might can straighten out a bone that's crooked throughout a decade or two. Our muscle stores energy, but it also regenerates itself. You got a new stomach every 5 days, a new intestine. You got new skin every 30 days, and it goes on and on and on. 95% of the body, if not more, regenerates itself. And now they got this thing called stem cell research. That's not nothing new. When you was an embryo, they just called it embryonic cells. But since you ain't an embryo no more, we just call it stem cells. But now we got a knowledge to where fasting helps you create new stem cells. Fasting regenerates new neurons in the brain. There was a time they used to say you don't recreate new brain cells, but now we know that's true. See, the sciences of the medical of how the body works constantly keep changing, because we're constantly what? Coming into new information. So that shows you that you can have information now that's already outdated. You just don't know it. But the Breatharian journey gives you how should I say? It does give you the advantage over an average person, because you're taking advantage of your Phoenix qualities, your regenerative qualities. Now the Phoenix is using the X-Men. There's somebody named Phoenix in there that can regenerate. It's used in Harry Potter. They got the movie called The Phoenix where it regenerates. And I could go on and on. And even in America, there's a city called Phoenix, Arizona, and it was named like that purposely because it's built on top of another civilization. And when I was there, I looked at some ancient ruins, but when I looked out in this big open place, somebody said that there's a lot of stuff up under there, it's just haven't been excavated yet. So you got a whole nother civilization up under bits of different places in America. That's not new. But anyway, going back with ourselves, our ancient qualities are in us, live and ready. And when we deal with, how should we say, the unity consciousness that I constantly talk about, your brain and your body is already wired for unity. It's already in a unity consciousness. It's just that this new consciousness that we develop, that we name ourselves, our ego is going against the grain, that's all. The body's already attuned with the sun and the moon and the stars, and it's already on a regenerative process. That's why the Breatharian process is called a process. You got to give the cells and everything time to get the new memo, to regenerate themselves day after day, month after month, quarterly seasons, yearly seasons. It goes on, and it don't end. So every 7 years, the person who had this Phoenix mythological story and made it real kept regenerating themselves. That's why you see these wild ages. We hear every once in a while, so-and-so lived to be 900, so-and-so lived to be 600. So that's not far-fetched no more. So now let's make it make sense. They said every 7 years. Now we don't really got to take the cardinal 7 years that we talk about. 7 is a esoteric number, the 7 chakras, the 7 churches, the 7 candlesticks. We see it all in different religions around the world talk about this number 7. But these 7 gateways, these 7 dimensions within us, what they're basically saying, every time those come in balance with one another at their highest degree possible, your regeneration is guaranteed. That's what you do. I remember my eyes used to have, the white of them used to have all types of marks in them. Now they're white. My eyes is pure. My skin looks good. I regenerate. That's why they call us the serpentine knowledge, because the serpent has the ability to what? Shed his skin to put on whole new skin. That's talking about us. That's what we do. So that's why this whole lifestyle where you're fasting, you're watching your breath work, you're meditating, you're getting good sleep quality, you're getting better quality thoughts. This whole lifestyle, when you stay into it, you are now in the Phoenix quality. And you're constantly giving up old belief systems, because that's what you need to do right now. See, it's more than just the physical. I just went there. The Phoenix is also telling us about burning up old ideas, old belief systems. You got to be willing to kill them. You got to be willing to die. To kill them to bring forth the new. That's what it's talking about. And again, when we said this is 100% mental, when you kill mental processes, it has the ability to resurrect new ones. This is what the resurrection of Jesus was talking about. He died to resurrect anew. That's the Phoenix. Again and again, you'll keep seeing this quality. But the Phoenix, when he burnt himself up in the ashes, now this gets good. He took his aid when he came back and he went to Egypt, or the ancient name Kemet, but the Greeks called it Heliopolis, the city of the sun. The sun is involved. It's involved in all our endeavors. I'm sitting out here in the sun right now, nourishing myself. That's not far-fetched. I got EU melanin. They got different forms of melanin. This is called EU melanin or U melanin. And it has the ability to absorb 99% of the UV rays in the spectrum that we live in. And it transforms it into heat, which is energy. And then that's converted into the mechanical energy I need. I'm running around right now. It's about noon now. I've been working out this morning, riding my bike everywhere. Ain't no water, ain't no food. This is the nourishment when you get there. But I had to become the Phoenix over and over again in cycles. Every time I came to a new plateau, I had to burn myself up, burn up that old idea so the new one could resurrect to make a new creature. So it's one thing to catch what you need to kill within you. Then you need to what? Get used to the new way you're going to live. You got to start living an immortal lifestyle. You are immortal. That's the greatest secret around. I'm regenerating constantly. I get stronger day by day, month by month, year by year. It doesn't end. So again, stay on the regenerative process and you will see results. And when it comes down to eating or not eating, you'll start asking yourself the question. Just to eat something, you know it got to go through a process. It takes a certain amount of time just for it to go through the system. You start figuring it out. You know how you're going to feel after it's over. But at the same time, you want to look good as you're going on the process. So when you go too fast, because your body's plastic, it's like putty. You can shape it and mold it the way you want to. Because time heals, and then there's a saying, you got to give yourself more time. So the Phoenix again. You are the Phoenix. You a lot of things, ain't you? But you got to take this new idea and burn yourself up and come up out of the ashes continually. You constantly become renewed. That's what sleep shows us at night. You die at night and you resurrect in the day. You die at night, you resurrect in the day. And we do this constantly so you can stay in the process of life. That's what it deals with. Oh, this is Elitom El-Amin. I hope you got a lot out of this. Peace and blessings, and have the best life ever. Peace. And this is a PS. And not only we do this on a personal level, it happens on a collective level. All these past civilizations, they burnt up, and they always spring up to bring something new. And that's what's happening now as we stay on this regenerative process. That's what it is. That's what it's all about. And you will see the results of you regenerating. That's how you know you're going the right way. You know when you degenerate. We do it every day. We up and down, up and down. It ain't all about staying like this either. You have your seasons. Life is good. That's the main thing you want to enjoy. And we just met just now, Ikshad, and we sitting up here chilling out here on this beautiful day. But that's what it's all about. We're regenerating. And again, when you deal with your organs regenerate, the more you use the organ, the faster it regenerates. That's why your stomach goes every 5 days. In other words, your digestive system, if you're eating, it regenerates faster. So when you want power, it takes a lot of responsibility. And if you want to make changes in your life, you have to be active and aggressive in your change. Do something about it. So peace and blessings. This is Elitom El-Amin, and this is our PS. Talk to you once again. Love you. Peace out.